I want to just take a minute or two to unpack a little bit about where we see the Canadian Church Leaders Network going over the next year or so. And here's the deal. Our vision is to seed a hopeful future for the church in Canada. And like you, I've read all the research, whether it's from EFC or Barna, about how many young people are leaving the church and just how difficult the landscape is right now. And while that data is real and I feel it, like you, I also see great reason to have hope. Like, I'm full of hope when I think about what God is doing in Canada. He's like raising up new leaders and starting new initiatives and re-sparking dreams and vision. I just see an outpouring of the Holy Spirit and His love, awakening to evangelism. I mean, it's just a good time to be doing church in Canada. And so we're full of hope. And we feel like our calling is to support pastors as they lead their teams to build vibrant congregations across Canada. And we want to do that in a lot of different ways, through connecting and resourcing and supporting. And so in an effort to better resource, better train, better support, and connect pastors, here's some sort of new initiatives and some things we're putting our attention on in the coming year. First, in the spirit of resourcing pastors and teams, we're going to launch a weekly, or a monthly rather, email roundup coming to your inbox every month. Just a roundup of resources that our team has found from churches across Canada and around the world that can just serve and resource you on a monthly basis. We're going to continue also to invest in our weekly podcast. I've just loved many of you following along, having weekly conversations, often with Canadian leaders, hearing stories and being inspired each week. So we're going to keep investing in that format. We're going to keep building on our relationship with Daryl Johnson. If you don't know him already, I'm a huge fan. I think he is the best expository preacher in Canada right now, and his heart at 72 is to give away his whole library, hundreds of sermons and resources. So our team is coming around this humble, godly senior church leader to give away his library. So there's a new website coming out, new resources coming your way. He's got a weekly podcast as well, but we're going to kind of contextualize his work to serve pastors. Similar to that, we've partnered with Worship Central. Worship Central is a global ministry with a strong expression in Canada, trying to train and support worship leaders in their team. So we've partnered deeply with them to bring training to churches in Canada for worship leaders and their teams. They do an annual conference. They're launching an academy again this fall where you can train worship leaders and equip them. And there's a course, a lot of great resources. So let's talk a little bit about training. On top of the academy with Worship Central, this year we're launching a new program called the Future Church Leaders Incubator. It's a very unique program. You're going to hear more about it over the coming months. But essentially, we're going to take an intake of 10 to 15 young pastors who've got a trajectory towards leading influential churches in Canada. And we're going to run a 2-year cohort where we're investing in them to lift them up. So more information coming about that. In an effort to better connect pastors with one another and to share resources, we're going to launch a new Facebook group for the Canadian Church Leaders Network. We invite you to be part of that. And that'll be a place where people can connect, share, inquire about ideas, share resources, and really meet people in their neighborhood and across Canada that are dealing with similar issues that we're all facing. And similar to that, we're going to be launching cadres, people in similar situations, like-minded situations, different roles within the church, cadres where they can connect and build community and share resources. All of this is to seed a hopeful future for the church in Canada and to serve you. We don't want to fill your world with noise. We just want you to know that we're in your court, we're for you, and we just thank you so much for cheering us on along the way. It's been an incredible journey. And so if you want to stay in touch, it's really easy. Some of the best ways to find out more about this stuff we've been talking about is to follow us online at Church Leaders Network on Instagram, or join our mailing list at ccln.ca. Join the mailing list. We can get the monthly roundup towards you and keeping the loop on everything going on. We'd love to hear from you. How can we serve you? How we can support you? Praying for you. Talk later.